Good evening, and welcome to the Class of 2021 Senior Recognition Night. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Senior Class President, Tasneem Hamed, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Tasneem. My name is Eric Olson, principal of Amos Alonzo Stagg High School, and on behalf of our staff, I would like to welcome you to Stagg High School's 2021 Senior Academic Recognition Night. During my years serving in the capacity of principal at Amos Alonzo Stagg High School, I have learned that there are numerous ways to measure a student's growth and success. The traditional models of measurement include GPA and standardized test scores, and those are certainly important and useful in determining success. However, through the years, I have found many more measures of success. Everyone recognized this evening has shown their dedication and focus to their studies. However, there are many other successes that these students have displayed that might not appear on their high school transcripts or listed in their numerous activities. I wanted to take a moment to share with you 3 measures that I have observed in these students that are equal to, or maybe more telling, than the traditional measures we as educators use: resilience, passion, and voice. All the Stagg Chargers recognized this evening have shown themselves to be resilient individuals. All of you have faced challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, particularly in this past year. Blood, sweat, and tears are real, not cliche, and all of you have shed one or all at some point of time during the last 4 years, whether it was in your athletics, activities, or frustrated late-night studying. Some of you faced personal struggles that only you or those close to you are aware of, but you pushed on through. And here you sit this evening. Your resilience is a measure of your success. Some of you came to Stagg with a strong sense of what you are good at and what you like to do. Most of you discovered and developed your interests as high school experiences, both in and out of the classroom, provided opportunity for exploration of yourself and the unique attributes that make you, you. In either case, you would have not found yourself on stage for this event if you did not have passion. A passion for learning, a passion for arts, a passion for empathy, a passion for competition, a passion for justice, or a passion to solve problems, both locally and globally. Passion gives meaning to the paths you have chosen and will continue to choose long after you leave the halls of Stagg High School. Finally, all of you, in one way or another, have discovered your voice. After 4 years in the hallways with you here at Stagg, I have discovered your voices, and they are loud. But that is not the voice we measure. The voice we measure may be quiet. It may come from inside our hearts and minds. It comes with the little voice that tells us, this is right, this is wrong, this is important. The voice comes in courage to advocate for what is right and just, courage to ask someone to a dance, courage to say something when others chose not to, courage to ask someone if they need help, or to ask someone for help. Your voice gives you power, and don't let anyone take that power away from you. Resilience, passion, and voice, measures each of you have shown and will utilize as you move forward. I congratulate all of you this evening on every measure of your achievement. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Consolidated High School District 230, Dr. James Gay.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Stagg High School's Senior Academic Recognition Celebration. It is my pleasure to congratulate our seniors on behalf of the District 230 leadership who are dedicated to your success. Our school board, President, Mr. Tony Saratori, Vice President, Mrs. Melissa Gracias, Secretary, Mrs. Susan Dalton, and board members, Mr. Michael Hardick, Mrs. Kate Murphy-Peterson, Mr. David O'Connor, and Mr. Patrick O'Sullivan. And from our district office, Dr. Julie Wheaton, Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, Mr. John Lavelle, Assistant Superintendent for Business, Dr. Kim Dreyer, Assistant Superintendent for Instructional Services, and of course our host, Stagg Principal, Mr. Eric Olson. It gives me great pride to celebrate your accomplishments as outstanding seniors. This celebration is about you. The celebration is about the achievements that brought you to this point. The celebration is about your story that will continue as you take the next step in your journey. As a school district, our goal is to challenge students to meet their fullest potential and to prepare them for what lies ahead. Some of you will attend college, where others will enter the military or join the workforce. But it is obvious that you have what it takes to succeed no matter what path you choose after high school. You have demonstrated a prevailing attitude of excellence through your schoolwork, co-curricular activities, athletic accomplishments, and service learning. I am confident that you will take that attitude with you into the next chapter in your story. You are a testament to what is possible when you set goals, work hard, seek support, and stick it out, even when it seems too difficult. Your senior year has proven to be the ultimate test of our resilience and perseverance. While it has truly been a challenge of a lifetime, you have proven that you have what it takes to succeed. Your success is a result of your commitment to maximizing your experience here at Stagg High School. Throughout your high school career, administrators, teachers, coaches, sponsors, support professionals have been focused on providing a rigorous curriculum that challenges each student and is relevant to your lives today as well as into the future. And working collaboratively, you and the Stagg High School community have built strong relationships among students, staff, parents, and community. All along, the goal has been to provide the best possible education in your 4 short years with us in order to prepare you for life after high school, no matter what path you choose. It is evident through your success that you have taken full advantage of the opportunities here at Stagg High School, and you have indeed excelled. You have earned the recognition you will receive in this celebration. But students, please take a moment to thank those who have helped you get here. Your family and friends have offered you the love and support necessary to give you every chance to succeed. Your teachers and staff members have provided the learning opportunities necessary for you to achieve. And it gives me great pleasure to have seen your growth over the years and to celebrate with you. I am confident that you will continue to make us D230 proud. Go Chargers. Congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our student speaker for this event, Ms. Kelsey Dwyer.
World famous professional soccer player Pele once said, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, studying, sacrifice, and most of all, love of what you are doing or learning to do." Every one of us is here tonight because of our extraordinary efforts over the last 4 years in the classroom and in the community. We have accomplished amazing feats through our consistent hard work, unwavering perseverance, and embodiment of Charger pride. This last year has brought with it many obstacles and unpredictable events. However, despite it all, we are here today to celebrate all we have accomplished together. In the face of all adversity, we stay tenacious and resilient, letting nothing stand in the way of accomplishing our goals. The perseverance we have all demonstrated is truly inspiring and will surely lead us to continued success once we leave the halls of Stagg. And I am certain our devotion and passion of exemplifying Charger pride and everything we do will continue to make an impact for generations of future Chargers to come. Each of us embodies what it means to be a Stagg Charger. Throughout our 4 years, we have worked to leave our legacy and give all we could to the Stagg community, just as the Stagg community has given to us. Our drive for success, passion to lead, and love for our school will forever radiate Charger pride from within us. We have come together, embraced our challenges, celebrated our diversities, honored our traditions, and inspired us to achieve excellence in our studies, our activities, and ourselves. We have fully demonstrated what it means to have Charger pride. Through that, we have been able to be the leaders of our school and represent what being a Charger is all about. In just a few short months, we will embark on a new journey, but the values instilled on us from our time at Stagg will surely lead us down a path of success. And I have no doubt that all of our futures are extremely bright. There's truly nothing a Stagg Charger cannot accomplish. And just as the Charger Pride motto ends, for future generations, we are forever orange and blue. Thank you and congratulations.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our student performer for this evening's event, David Karpinski, performing The Lark. I want to take a moment to recognize a couple of the individuals that are on stage with us. And first, we have a very special individual. And before he stands up, I just want to make sure that I recognize him. Our superintendent, Dr. James Gay, I've had the pleasure of working with him for the past 16 years, 15 years as principal and 15 years as he served our district as our superintendent. He is retiring this year, so this will be his last official senior recognition night. But on behalf, Dr. Gay, of our students, our faculty, and our staff, we want to thank you for your leadership, your kindness, your empathy through the years, and for me personally, for being a mentor. So thank you very much, and congratulations on your retirement. So with us, Dr. James Gay, Superintendent, and also with us tonight is our school board president, Mr. Tony Saratori. So without further ado, we will begin this evening's recognition. This group of students on stage represents the highest achievements in each of our academic departments. They are National Merit Scholars. They represent the top 1% of the graduating class and are awardees related to service and participation that we call Outstanding Chargers. We will begin with our departmental recognitions. Each year, members from departments collaborate to determine the recipient of Student of the Year for that department. The criteria used to determine the recipient includes the cumulative grade point average for departmental courses, the number of courses taken in a particular subject area, the SAT score of the subject area where applicable, the number of honors or advanced placement courses taken in the subject, here again, when applicable. So joining us are several staff members representing each one of Stagg's academic departments. These staff members will introduce us to the student recipients this evening. Students, when you are called, you should approach the stage to receive your honorary plaque. Got that, guys? All right. At this time, it's my pleasure to invite Mrs. Barb Urso from our art department to the podium to present our first award this evening.
Good evening. My name is Barbara Urso, and on behalf of the Stagg Art Department, I am here to present the award for the Senior Art Student of the Year. I've had the pleasure of having this student in all 4 of the art classes that he has taken here at Stagg. These include drawing, advanced drawing, digital media, and now AP Art and Design. This student was chosen not just for the amount of art courses he has taken or his grades, which have all been excellent in art, but also based on his work ethic, passion, and dedication. This student is a hard worker, shows great artistic ability, and is a good role model to the other art students in class. It is amazing to see how much this student has grown from stippling in Drawing 1 to making an AP portfolio during this very non-traditional year being remote. This student has stayed motivated and is always open to feedback in order to better himself continuously. The amount of thought and symbolic reasoning behind each of his now 12 AP works from this year keep the viewer captivated and wanting to see more. I have no doubt in my mind that this student will be successful in his career route that he chooses moving forward. Tonight, the Senior Art Award goes to Justin Fanilin. Congrats, Justin, and please come up to receive your award. And we can do an elbow. And next we have Mr. Jim Duffy to present the Business Award.
Good evening. Each year, the business department chooses a student who not only excels in our business courses, but someone who truly embraces the important concepts taught in each of the classes. We look for someone who is hardworking and conscientious, someone who sets themselves apart during classroom activities like group discussions, project work, and writing assignments by being able to apply into practice the many business concepts that they have learned. The student you honored tonight fits all those qualifications. He's an excellent student, mature, hardworking, and curious. His path has been different than many of his peers. He completed his first 2 years of high school in Poland before immigrating to the U.S. He acclimated very well in the last 2 years, despite many of the unfortunate, once-in-a-lifetime challenges that all of tonight's recipients have had to endure over the past 12 months. This student made business classes a focus, particularly classes like general business, entrepreneurship, and business law. In each of those classes, he has shown an inquisitive nature, and many times his questions and his thoughts have helped drive classroom discussions. In addition to his classwork, this student participated in DECA, which is a business skills club that focuses on developing communication and problem-solving skills, just for the first time this year. Based on his success in the regional competition, he qualified for and competed at the DECA virtual state finals early in March. Overall, he has approached his time at Stagg with a keen perspective about how important his time in high school truly is, and he's understood that working hard here at Stagg will serve him well in the future. He plans on studying business in college next year, perhaps in the field of accounting or finance or economics. Based on his success at Stagg, whatever school he chooses, we'll be lucky to have him. He has a bright future ahead. So tonight, it is my pleasure to announce that this year's recipient of the Business Department Student of the Year is Simon Truval. Next, I'd like to welcome Ms. Shelley Thoss and Mr. Chris Wendell and present the next award on behalf of the English Department.
Thank you, Mr. Duffy. I'd like to call up the recipient of this year's English Award, Laith Alkhani. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Sometimes that was freshman honors English. At least that was the case for some freshman honors English students. But for Laith Alkhani, freshman honors English was truly only the best of times, at least from his teacher's viewpoint. Throughout the year, I spent as Laith's teacher for freshman honors English as part of Team Renaissance. Laith proved himself to be a student of true character. In fact, I personally believe that Laith manifested many aspects of his character in a similar manner to some of the great fictional characters that we studied in Team Renaissance. For example, Laith demonstrated the determination of Odysseus from Homer's The Odyssey as he learned the method and the format for documenting sources in his research essay about the Chinese creation myth during our first semester. Laith displayed the resilience of Dr. Manette from Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities when he met with me to conference on essay drafts or work on improving other aspects of his performance. Also, Laith maintained the integrity of Sir Gawain from the medieval text Sir Gawain and the Green Knight in all of his work throughout the year. Finally, Laith upheld the loyalty of Shakespeare's Romeo from the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet whenever he worked cooperatively with his classmates, whether it be on a small daily assignment or on a major project. They always appreciated working with Laith. Laith is truly deserving of the honor of Outstanding English Student for the class of 2021. Teaching Laith during his freshman year was a wonderful experience for me, and it has been a distinct pleasure to watch him mature and continue to improve and impress his other English teachers at Stagg. I'm now going to turn the microphone over to my colleague, Mr. Wendelin, who was Laith's English teacher during junior year for junior AP. Congratulations, Laith.
Good evening. When I saw Laith's name on my roster, I expected great things. Having his brother a few years prior, I figured he would be thoughtful, intelligent, and a natural debater. Over the course of the school year, I learned that Laith is all of these things and much more. Lath's focus in school was not only on getting a good grade, but to learn, to challenge himself, to gain perspective about the world around him. He asked questions in class that proved he wasn't just following along, he was internalizing arguments, stories, and analyses. For the first few weeks of class, Lath sat quietly, listening to everyone's discussion and taking everything in. I remember a class where we were discussing modes of discourse, and Lath raised his hand to share his thoughts, connecting the author's choices with a larger impact on the audience. After that class, I told Lath he needed to talk more. His humble nature kept him reserved in most class discussions, but I assured him that he was a leader in our class, most importantly by example. Lath is the kind of person that will help edit a friend's essay, come to a review session he doesn't need, and do extra essays while quarantining to prepare for an exam. He combines social consciousness, hard work, and talent to be the best writer and reader he can be. He's an excellent example of where English meets the real world. He understands the power of words. He understands the power of words have to change the world, and he has the hard work and talent to put them to work. Congratulations, Lath. Representing the Family and Consumer Science Department, I invite Ms. Erin Wendt to present the next award.
Good evening. On the behalf of the Family and Consumer Science Department, it gives me great pleasure to present the award for Outstanding Family and Consumer Science Senior. Tonight, I honor and present this award to Lena Samra. If you'd like to come up. I first met Lena during the beginning of her junior year. She had applied to Job Shadow through our D230 Works program. I was immediately impressed with Lena's organization and assertiveness during the application, interview, and field trip process. I was also impressed with her drive and interest in visiting a local school program. While participating in the Job Shadow program, Lena did an excellent job. She worked in a kindergarten classroom and was instantly loved by her students there. The following semester, I was fortunate enough to have Lena in a class of mine. She had enrolled in child development. Lena was able to participate in the preschool program and did an amazing job. This year in early childhood, she has gone above and beyond as a student. Being a student during the pandemic is not easy. However, Lena has made each day in every single class count. It is unique to the Family and Consumer Science Department that we can choose our outstanding senior together. Picking Lena as our outstanding senior was not only an easy decision, it was unanimous. So tonight, I want to share with you what your other teachers had to say. From Mrs. Preto, Lena has been an all-around great student. Lena is attentive, responsible, and actively interested in her work. She is also respectful and genuinely concerned about those around her. I really appreciate Lena's sense of humor, classroom participation, and caring attitude toward her work and those she comes in contact with. Lena will definitely do great things. Mrs. Starr said that Lena is kind, prompt, and respectful. She has a love for her family, and they are often in the kitchen with her as she cooks along with us during Culinary 2, with her camera on. Lena also successfully completed a semester in teaching internship. Mrs. Brown was proud to have her as an intern in our program. Like everything she does, she was a wonderful intern and a great representation of Stagg High School. It's not just Lena's teachers who think the world of her. When I asked a few students in class what they appreciate most about being in class with Lena, they said this. Metzley, a fellow student ECE, said that Lena is very hardworking and it's fun having her as a classmate. She's so down to earth. May said, Lena is truly one of a kind, whose work ethic mixed with her kindness and overall amazing character really makes her that one of a kind. Over the past school year, seeing her as one of my classmates has been her being present every day and able to make great conversations and embodying a great soul whose energy is radiated even through remote are things I admire most about her. I sincerely hope she witnesses beautiful moments and years filled with great accomplishments to look back to. Congrats. Everything Lena does shows extra effort. Every day she shows commitment and every conversation is thoughtful. You are truly a wonderful person and student, and it's been a pleasure to teach you over the last 2 years. I offer my congratulations to not only you, but your parents and family on this special award. The world of education is lucky to have you joining us, and we cannot wait to see all the amazing things you do. Best of luck with all your future endeavors. And now to present the Math Department Award, Mr. Jonathan McGreal.
Hi, I'm Mr. McGreal. I'm here to announce that the Math Student of the Year is Morgan Sucalo. Please give her a round of applause. All right, so the date was November 4th, 2019, when I listened to Morgan Sucalo's grand explanation of the fully attentive to detail, cleverly solved of the legendary AP trough-related rate problem in my Calculus BC class. So I had to listen to Google Pronounce tell me how to say trough many times over, just as a heads up. It's not really intuitively spelled. So anyway, a trough is a long triangular prism farmers might put food or water in for their farm animals. We can use calculus to relate the rates in a trough's height and volume when it's filled up with water. We encountered the trough problem 2 to 3 months into the school year, and I felt like the bigger lesson I was trying to teach wasn't quite hitting everyone yet. The larger lesson in the early portion of my calculus course is that mathematics isn't a repeating sequence of mindless steps. It's many things. It could be the art of numeric connections to naturally occurring patterns, or as the blueprints for quantitative reasoning, or as the rigorous language of life itself, but it is not a sequence of meaningless steps. So back to the trough. When I saw the problem, it was easy to tell why it was tough. We never did a trough in class. We've done spheres, pyramids, cylinders, but we never quite hit a triangular prism. I really needed someone in that room to apply the bigger lesson and to solve the trough problem for me. When I asked for a volunteer, there was one. It was our mathematical farmer, Morgan Sucalo. So she went up to the board, and she was going through the work, and the students in the class were amazed. The problem required a clever algebraic connection between the altitude and leg of a triangular cross-section, but she caught it without missing a beat. And after some substitution and derivative work, because I should probably spare you the details on the play-by-play math, she arrived at the correct answer of 1/6 feet per minute, proper units and all. I asked her how she came up with such an approach, and she said it was somewhat like a cone, and she just solved out the rest. The class applauded her, and I also remember a student nearby jokingly say, "I wish my parents were that proud of me," as a response to my enthusiasm. I pretended not to hear that, but I thought it was funny. Okay, here's the thing though here, people. I don't care about the trough as much as I'm saying that word tonight. Morgan was not only able to apply the larger lesson of the course, she also seemingly mastered it overnight. We had a conversation early in the year about how the class was really calling you to apply your own understanding, transcending the monkey see, monkey do mentality, and she took that conversation to heart. There were numerous times throughout the year where she paved her own way to the solution. She was doing real mathematics. What is even more impressive is her ability to communicate her rationale. Morgan can not only understand deeply intricate mathematics, but she also can communicate them in her own precise wording. She's always happy to explain and help her peers around her as well. Steps crystal clear with proper language usage that clearly communicates her understanding is no lucky accident. It is the product of truly applying knowledge, which is kind of the point of all this, right? So I hope I communicated the story is about much more than a trough. It's about Morgan Sucalo, our new student of the year, who can not only solve a farmer's calculus needs, but also is happy to sit down and explain to them in a true display of mathematical mastery. Thank you. No problem. Okay, please welcome Mr. Betts to present the Music Department Award.
Good evening. I'd like to invite Mr. Richards up with me. As the choir teacher at Stagg High School, it is my pleasure to present the Senior Music Department Award on behalf of all the music teachers at Stagg High School to this remarkable young man, Mr. Isaac Richards. Isaac has been heavily involved in the music department at Stagg since the summer before his freshman year. In 4 years, Isaac has participated in the vast majority of the music courses and activities that Stagg offers, including marching band, pep band, jazz band, concert band, wind symphony, concert choir, chorale, music theory, madrigals, business casual, and even our musical productions. Outside of class, Isaac has also even taken private music lessons to further develop his skills. It's evident that Isaac is a strong musician with many natural abilities. I knew this from the moment that I first heard him sing. However, more notable in my opinion is his work ethic, his desire to drive and build on those natural abilities. In times of failure or disappointment, Isaac always strives to acquire feedback and learn from his experiences. In times of success, Isaac is unafraid to embrace the joys of his journey. Furthermore, I admire Isaac's courage. I vividly recall when he fearlessly volunteered in class to sing for our voice teacher, Mr. Reif, as a demonstration during his first year in choir. He had only joined a few days before. On a personal note, I recall an example of outstanding and unique maturity, which took me by surprise just last year. During a rather stressful time of year, even before COVID, with a lot going on in my own personal life outside of Stagg, my interactions with Mr. Richards seemed to deteriorate from his point of view. He very maturely took it upon himself to have a private conversation with me about it, sharing his honest feelings and concerns about our working relationship. Little does he know that this conversation caused me to reflect a great deal on how I was interacting with not just him, but all of my students at that time. It allowed me to make the changes in my behavior to better serve those that are around me. Quite frankly, it was a turning point in the betterment of my own mental health, and for that, I am in debt to Mr. Richards. It's my pleasure to share this information with him for the first time tonight. Isaac is a strong, hardworking, caring, compassionate, encouraging, and overall good human being. He inspires me to be a better teacher, a better musician, and a better mentor. His smile and his kind heart alone have left a strong impression on this music program and on me. Congratulations, and thank you to Isaac Richards. To present the Physical Education Department Award, Mrs. Danielle Deutsch.
Good evening, everyone. I would love to invite Brian Sweeney to come up for the PE Senior Award. It goes by fast. The phrase we have all heard but don't really believe until it's coming to an end. Nobody wants to say it, but being a senior, you start thinking about all your lasts. But with that comes time to think about all your firsts. And for you, Brian Sweeney, this may be your last few months as a senior at Stagg High School, but it is just the beginning of a bright future and amazing first to come. And just like these high school years have gone by fast, college goes by even faster, so my advice to you is enjoy every first like it's your last and make memories to last a lifetime. And what I can tell you is your legacy at Stagg High School will last a lifetime. You have impacted not only me as your teacher, but your fellow students. Your drive and dedication to being the best athlete you can be translated to your drive and dedication in strength conditioning. Your overall willingness to go above and beyond to help others and be the true definition of a charger did not go unnoticed, and there's no doubt in my mind you will take that same spirit into your future endeavors, including your next adventure as a torchie at Carthage College as you continue your football career. When I asked you what after college looked like and you told me you wanted to be a police officer, that did not surprise me. As someone who has already shown an undeniable want and need to help others, I see you not only being an incredible police officer, but continuing to make a profound impact on those around you. Making this nomination for the 2021 Senior PE Award was done so without hesitation. You are beyond deserving, and I wish you the best of luck in your future, and I can't wait to hear about all the great things you will continue to do, and we will miss you here at Stagg High School. Congratulations. Congratulations. And now, please welcome Mr. Seat.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Sipe, and I'm a science teacher at Stagg High School. This evening, I have the honor of presenting the Science Department Award to Ms. Ruby Radasovic. Congrats, Ruby. Your fruit flies say hi. Ruby's scientific accomplishments at Stagg are unprecedented, completing all scientific courses required along with science course electives and science extracurricular activities. In Ruby's high school career, Ruby has taken honors biology, honors chemistry, AP physics, AP chemistry, and AP biology, receiving only A's and A+s in the process. She's also part of Science Club, WISE, which is World Youth Science and Engineering, and the National Science Honor Society. Miss Wright, her AP physics teacher, shared this statement regarding Ruby. What I remember most about Ruby is that she excelled consistently and quietly, with so little assistance from me, and she was always among the top in her class. Her written lab work represented all of the skills we strive in science: analytical, logical, clear, and concise. She demonstrated natural leadership and was kind, humble, and a helpful classmate to her peers. Ruby is currently the president of the National Honor Society, and Mr. Sikowski, the moderator, included this. In this role, Ruby has been able to organize 2 meetings so far. The last meeting she facilitated with the support from the vice president and the secretary. They organized the entire meeting and it went smoothly, focusing on astronomy due to the Mars landing. Ruby has also been involved in WISE, and her moderator, Mr. Copera, has shared this statement. Ruby has been an integral part of the ACES WISE team. She has led this team to 2 sectional appearances the last 2 years and a state appearance this year. She has won several individual awards in chemistry and English over her tenure. She's also been integral in recruitment for the team. Ruby's also been part of the Science Club the last 4 years, and Ms. Verbal, moderator, shared this statement as well. Ruby has been a medal winner at the SWSC scientific competitions in the past. We haven't had this year's competition yet, but we feel that Ruby will be ready to compete for another medal this year. She's such an awesome student. Mr. Dulick, Honors Chem and AP Chem teacher of Ruby's, has shared this as well. She's a hardworking student who is quick to understand and apply the concepts and principles of chemistry. As a sophomore, she joined WISE and took the chem test, which contained AP Chem level material. I know she did well. She's one of the most passionate and dedicated students I've ever had. That leaves it to me, AP Biology. I personally have had the pleasure to get to know Ruby while teaching in AP Biology this year. Not only have I been impressed with her academic performance in my class, but also more than that, I've been impressed with who Ruby is as a person. During this year of unknowns, Ruby has demonstrated her ability to achieve great things with a gritty determination. Side note, most often she was the only student in my class. It was her and I one-on-one, and I know Dr. Gay at one point popped in and Ruby got to meet Dr. Gay, which was awesome. Not only is Ruby an academic scholar, she's very well-rounded in all aspects of life. Her knowledge of music is very impressive for someone her age. Over the last year, we've shared our musical favorites and have had the opportunity to learn about some new artists. Even though I teach biology and Ruby's going to chemistry, we at Stagg High School are excited to see where her adventures take her in the future. The science department is very confident in her abilities to succeed, and we wish her the very best wherever she may attend college. Again, I'm so honored to present this senior award for science to Ruby Radasovic. And representing the social studies department, I invite Mr. Peter Cresson to present the next award.
Thank you. My name's Mr. Peter Crayson. It's an honor to be here today presenting the Senior Award for our Stagg Social Studies Department. It's an even greater honor to be speaking about the student receiving this award. Insightful, compassionate, extraordinary. These words were used in describing our award recipient by her former teachers and club sponsors during the nomination process. In our advanced placement U.S. history course last year, her dedication, skill, level of contribution were also inspiring to me, even more so when we moved to remote learning in the spring. She never missed a step. During these unprecedented circumstances, students like her not only brought out the best in her peers, but the best in her teachers as well. She sought out and utilized every opportunity to challenge herself and grow. She never missed an assignment, never missed an evening review session. In fact, during the time when so many students very understandably found it hard to stay on pace with the requirements of the curriculum, Megan was even submitting to me her responses to supplemental essays she found online. She was reaching out for feedback on how to revise these essays that, may I remind you, weren't even for a grade in our course, but she still wanted to do her very best on them. She was dedicated to the subject and dedicated to her quality of work. Among her countless extraordinary qualities, she has a talent for soaking up absolutely every complex detail of a challenge, thoroughly contemplating it from multiple angles and implementing a positively exceptional response. And she does it with such grace, she makes it look effortless. It's a gift to see her in action, and I count myself as lucky to have witnessed this time and time again last year. Her exceptionality extends even into the commitment to citizenship. She has demonstrated this in her roles as a Charger Learning Center tutor and as vice president of our Council for Exceptional Children, in which she took a leadership role advocating for greater inclusivity for our students with special needs. As co-president of our Key Club, Megan volunteered to her efforts to develop and implement events that wove richer ties between our school and its surroundings community. In student council and class council, she coordinated and volunteered for our annual Veterans Day recognition event. Megan even extended into global citizenship as a delegate in our model United Nations. However, if you ask Megan, her most rewarding experience has been volunteering weekly at Gigi's Playhouse in Tinley Park, where she coordinated and took part in activities supporting individuals with Down syndrome. As a social studies teacher, nothing gives me greater pride to see a student extending herself so selflessly into her community. As her psychology teacher, Mr. Podkill, said in a message regarding this award, this exceptionally gifted young woman is what our Charger Pride motto stands for. Megan's AP Human Geography, AP Government, and Model UN sponsor, Mr. Zamuda added, always thankful for any help and willing to help others are traits I see in Megan that I hope one day my own children will emulate as they grow older. Having 2 young children of my own now, I couldn't agree more. It was an absolute honor and a pleasure to have taught Megan here at Stagg, and I'm so excited to see her receiving this much-deserved honor tonight. The 2020-2021 Social Studies Student of the Year Award goes to Megan Wren. Representing the Technology and Engineering Education Department, I invite Mr. Kevin Renner to present the next department award of the evening.
Good evening. It is with great pleasure that I present the Technology and Engineering Education Department Senior Award to George Evangelopoulos. However you feel comfortable, whatever you feel comfortable. As a student, George has applied an unparalleled work ethic and focused discipline in the TEE classroom. George is a student who is committed to learning the various skills associated with our technology and engineering department as he has taken a variety of classes over his 4 years at Stagg High School. He has taken computer-aided drafting with me, engineering concepts with me, graphic design with Mr. Oliver, and regardless of the content, he has a passion for paying attention to the details and following procedures that have made him successful in the design and function of all assigned tasks. George is consistent, and he's a dependable worker. He accepts challenges with the desire to compete, but shows courtesy and initiative to accomplish the assignments. Other students look up to George as a leader in class, as he often volunteers to help others while also learning himself. In the time that George and I have spent together in class, he has shown that he can deal with trials and overcome challenges, both personally and academically. George has a positive growth mindset. He does not accept mediocrity as an option. He strives to be the best. George has plans to pursue a degree in structural engineering from the Milwaukee School of Engineering. I look forward to hearing of his success. My colleagues and I would like to congratulate George Evangelopoulos and present him with the Technology, Engineering, and Education Senior Award. Congratulations, George. Last but not least, representing the World Languages Department, I invite Mrs. Ann Graham to present the final department award of the evening.
Good evening. The Senior World Language Award this year is being presented to Jacob Huelgas, a student who has shown exceptional performance in many facets of his quest for proficiency in the Spanish language. Congratulations, Jacob. Jacob shines in every aspect of second language acquisition. It is quite a task to tackle so many areas such as speaking, writing, reading and listening comprehension, grammar, culture, we've got it all. I am often amazed at his ease of the responses he gives when I bring up difficult grammar concepts, challenging concepts from the past, from past study that I fully expect to reteach the class. He almost always replies in Spanish, applying that concept as if we had just reviewed it about 5 minutes before. I have recently graded a persuasive essay that he wrote following the AP format. I was blown away by his writing style, his use of idiomatic expressions, his grammatical accuracy, and the mature manner in which he stated his case. This knack, talent, ability, whatever one would like to call it, has allowed him to excel in every honors or AP class offered in Spanish at Stagg. Obviously, this is a huge accomplishment. Jacob has always been willing to take risks in his pursuit of Spanish, making a point of speaking in the target language despite the complexity of what he wants to say. Many students just slip back into English in those circumstances, but not Jacob. This diligence has earned much respect from each one of his Spanish teachers over the course of these 4 years at Stagg. In addition to his academic success as a student of Spanish, Jacob has also shown a great desire to learn more about the world, and specifically culture and language that he has been studying for the last 4 years. This curiosity and passion for the language led him to pursue a study abroad program in Spain last summer. He was accepted and ready to go, but unfortunately, due to the circumstances these last few months, it was not to be. Hopefully, Jacob will be able to fulfill this dream, if not this summer, in the near future. Lastly, it is exciting to note that Jacob plans to continue his Spanish studies at the university level. The World Language Department is very confident of his abilities to succeed, and we wish him the very best. Again, I am so honored to present this year's Senior Award for World Languages to Jacob Welges.
Thank you to all of our staff members, and congratulations to our departmental award winners. It's now my pleasure to introduce the Assistant Principal of Amos Alonzo Stagg High School, Ms. Mary Pat Carr.
Thank you, Mr. Olson. It is my honor to recognize our outstanding chargers today. We define Charger Pride in part as that which inspires Stagg students to achieve excellence in their studies, in their activities, and in their personal goals. To be acknowledged for excellence in one area is an achievement. To have achieved excellence in all areas is an accomplishment we call the Outstanding Charger. The next 10 students have provided numerous hours of service in their school or community, have been involved in various activities throughout their time at Stagg, and have maintained a high grade point average. It is therefore my honor to present the Outstanding Chargers for the class of 2021. Students, when your name is called, please come forward to the front of the stage and remain on the stage. We ask that the audience please hold your applause until all 10 students have been named. Julia Florchek. Joseph Gregory. Myrna Demian, who is also in the top 10% of the class and is a recipient of the Seal of Biliteracy. Kelsey Dwyer. In our pre-recorded portion, Kelsey is our student keynote speaker. She's also in the top 5% of her class. David Karpinski. In our pre-recorded portion of the event, David is our pianist performing a solo as the musical interlude. David is also a recipient of the Seal of Biliteracy. Jill Megafis, who is in the top 1% of her class and is a recipient of the Seal of Biliteracy. Isabella Morosek, who is also in the top 5% of her class and is a recipient of the Seal of Biliteracy. Ruby Radosevic, who's in the top 5% of her class and earlier received the Science Department Award. Morgan Sacalo, who earlier received the Math Department Award and is in the top 1% of her class. Megan Wren, who earlier received the Social Studies Department Award, is a recipient of the Seal of Biliteracy and is in the top 1% of her class. Thank you for showcasing your Charger pride during your time here at Stagg. May you forever be orange and blue. You can now return to your seats. Next to the podium is Dr. McMillan to recognize the top 1% of the class.
Good evening. It is my privilege to present those students who, after 7 semesters, have achieved the pinnacle of academic success, the top 99th percentile, also known as the top 1%. We have asked their counselors and teachers to provide us with some of their many achievements, which we will be reading tonight as they approach the stage. Students in the top 1%, when your names are called, we ask that you come to the front and stay standing while your classmates are recognized. Laith Elkhani. Laith's inherent drive and intellectual curiosity have been a dynamic combination that have shaped his high school career into a truly outstanding 4 years. He has always been an outstanding student, but more importantly, a truly genuine and sincere person. From his first day as a Charger, he has been a leader and positive role model. While at Stagg, he has been involved with several sports and clubs and has always taken leadership opportunities because that is who he is. Whether he's on the soccer field, at a debate competition, helping students in the CLC, earning the Seal of Biliteracy, or leading in the weight room for powerlifting, Laith's story is one of leadership, passion, and follow-through. Outside of Stagg, Laith has taken advantage of a lot of opportunities to get involved, especially during COVID, as he connected and thrived in a digital format. He has served on the leadership team as the legal co-lead for Wave of Learning Festival, while also teaching a course, and has volunteered for over 4 years at the Mosque Foundation, as well as at the Bridgeview Food Pantry. Whenever he can, Laith gives his time and energy to help other people and to advocate for equity issues. Throughout his time at Stagg, Laith always seemed to be in or near the action of exciting things happening in the school. He's always been a selfless leader and will continue to do so. Although he's still making his college decision, right? Okay. He's very excited to begin his studies to pursue a career in medicine. We are so excited to see his future path and know that he will continue to be a leader and advocate for others. Congratulations. Not here tonight, unfortunately, but to be recognized is Layla Atier. Layla's empathy, dedication, and well-rounded approach to her passions and pursuits have helped shape her into a truly exceptional student, leader, mentor, and role model in our school community. Although she obviously has excelled as a student, Layla has never completely defined herself through her academic success and has always tried to be the best overall student, leader, friend, and classmate that she can be. To be completely honest, although Layla's academic excellence can speak and should speak for itself, what sets her academic experience apart from so many is her calm attitude that speaks to a quiet self-confidence rarely, if ever, seen in students. Layla has also given so much back to the Stagg community through her kindness and willingness to help others. As a tutor in the CLC, she has learned a lot about herself while also helping other students. This kindness and empathy will help her go far in her chosen career path of neuroscience or the STEM field, where she can bring a person-first approach to solving problems and helping others. Throughout her time at Stagg, Layla has helped improve the days of those around her and will continue to do so. She's very excited to be attending the University of Illinois in Chicago, and we're just as excited to see her thrive at the next level. Jill Magafis. Jill has proven herself to be a self-motivated individual, exceptional student, and a kind and caring person. She has a tremendous work ethic and is driven to succeed, and Jill has been an active member of our school community. While in high school, she has participated in extracurricular activities such as diving, gymnastics, and Key Club. Jill has stepped up as a leader in Key Club and as an officer. Over the past year, the Key Club had to operate holding virtual meetings, which was a challenge. But thanks to Jill's focus and flexibility, the club continued to be successful. Jill was determined to forge ahead even during a pandemic, which is a testament to her tenacity and drive. She has strong leadership skills and has served as a valuable role model for younger members who look up to her. Jill was determined not to let the pandemic disrupt educational opportunities for students worldwide, so she too has volunteered as a leader for the Wave of Learning Festival, where she is part of the leadership team. She leads meetings as well as outreach efforts to spread educational opportunities to under-resourced areas in the Midwest. Jill's talents have led to her distinction as an AP Scholar with Honors and is a recipient of the Seal of Illiteracy for her success speaking Spanish as a second language. Jill's postgraduate plan is to major in biochemistry, but has not yet decided on the college. Is that correct? But these are the ones in the running: University of Wisconsin-Madison, Penn State, and Michigan State. She intends to attend a four-year university and then pursue a degree in medicine. Jill, thank you for your contributions to the Stagg community, and we wish you the very best in your future. Again, unfortunately not in attendance tonight, but to be recognized is Carolina Rosansky. Carolina exemplifies all the characteristics that represent the term go-getter. She is a dreamer with a sense of purpose and a work ethic that is unmatched. Carolina does not take no for an answer. In other words, she has a strong growth mindset and knows how to persevere. She is both relentless and compassionate, is never afraid to find new paths to travel. When obstacles get in her way, she finds a way to conquer them. Aside from her focus, she is endearing to everyone she meets, and her charisma always shines through. Carolina has a choice of paths to choose for her future, and no matter which path she takes, she has all the tools to succeed. While at Stagg, Carolina has participated in the following activities. She has been a tutor in the Charter Learning Center, a member of the cross-country, track, youth and government, debate, Spanish Honor Society, National Honor Society, and is a recipient of the Seal of Illiteracy. Outside of school, she has worked as a law clerk as well as at a deli, just to keep busy. Carolina plans to attend college, where she will major in accounting and minor in journalism, but then she also hopes to continue her education beyond that to become a CPA and then attend law school. She has been accepted to the University of Miami, University of Florida, Ohio State, the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She is waiting to hear from Notre Dame, Northwestern, Vanderbilt, University of Chicago, and the University of Southern California, just to name a few. Carolina's sense of purpose and abilities to choose the right path will ensure that she finds success in her future. We wish her well and is also remind her that she is a Charter through and through. Morgan Sucalo. Morgan epitomizes various characteristics that contribute to her overall story of success. She is intelligent, determined, driven, and kind. Her leadership abilities make her stand out as a positive role model for our future Charters. Others look up to her and admire her commitment. She is a strong person who represents passion for doing what she loves. During her 4 years at Stagg, she participated in just some of these following activities. She was part of the Connections Club, Key Club, the Art Clubs, Powerlifting, Student Council, Stagg Bucks, Mathletes, Homework Club, Book Club, NHS, Relay for Life, Girl Scouts, and has been a part of the principal and superintendent's advisories. Morgan also understands the importance of giving to others by supporting our community. She has volunteered at nursing homes, the Oakview Community Center, and Gigi's Playhouse, where she has provided fun activities for children and adolescents with Down syndrome. She has taken her own personal time to bring joy into the lives of others by writing thank you cards to our veterans and get well cards to children battling cancer. Whenever there was an opportunity for students to volunteer at school by decorating for a dance or brewing coffee to raise money, Morgan was there. If the opportunity arose for a student tutor during lunch or after school, Morgan was there. She is selfless by putting her needs of others first. She has been accepted to Purdue University and the University of Illinois, where she plans to study computer science and engineering. Morgan, thank you for your dedication both inside and outside of the school. You truly represent Charter pride. Congratulations to your bright future. And Megan Wren. Megan is not only driven, intelligent, and articulate, she is a role model and a leader in school and in the community as well. One characteristic that stands out about Megan is her ability to overcome any obstacles that impede her vision for success. She merely looks at any difficulties as just hurdles. She jumps right over them while forging ahead with integrity and sincerity. Megan also has an infectious, positive spirit and an altruistic nature. She often puts others before herself, which is reflected in her volunteer work. She too has volunteered as a literacy tutor for Gigi's Playhouse, a Center for Down Syndrome Achievement, and has also taught a course advocating for the community members with special needs. She has volunteered at the Wave Learning Festival as well as a mentor and tutor to ensure that all students, regardless of socioeconomic backgrounds, have the necessary tools to be successful. Megan is currently the co-president of Key Club, vice president of the CEC, which stands for the Council for Exceptional Children. She is a delegate for Model United Nations, a tutor in the Charter Learning Center, and a swim guard. While Megan is still waiting to hear back from a few schools, she's already been accepted to Georgetown University, the University of Notre Dame, University of Michigan, Marquette University, University of Wisconsin-Madison, and Loyola University in Chicago. When she decides which school to go to, she plans to major in neuroscience. Congratulations, Megan, and continue to show your charter pride and future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, the top 1% of the graduating class of 2021. Thank you, guys. You can have a seat. Please welcome back to the podium, Mr. Olson.
Sometimes we get so used to wearing these things, you forget to take them off when you're allowed to. I am proud to announce our National Merit honorees. Will the following students come to the front of the stage? Walker Alawaliye, who is also top 10% of the graduating class. Layla Atiye, who could not be with us this evening. August Coleman, who is also in the top 5% of the graduating class. Julian Gutang, who is also in the top 5% of the class. Ruby Radosevic. Julia Tuareg, who is also in the top 5% of the graduating class. And Jacob Welgus, who is also in the top 5% of the class. If all of you academics could stay standing up here for just a moment. There are over 1.6 million entrants into the National Merit Scholarship Program across the country. Of that number, only a small percentage score well enough on the preliminary SAT NMSQT qualifying scholarship exam taken in October of the student's junior year to be selected to earn the recognition of commended honoree. For perspective, this is approximately 34,000 students across the nation. So 1.6 million, 34,000. Then that field is narrowed again to students who go on to qualify as semifinalists. And finally, only about 15,000 students across the country are selected as finalists. To be in any of these elite groups is an amazing accomplishment. And this evening, we are proud to have 7 students who qualified for National Merit Commended status. These students on stage represent Stagg High School's National Merit Commended honorees. We asked that you join us in congratulating them on this outstanding accomplishment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be seated. As you can see from this evening's ceremony, the class of 2021 is an exceptional class. Thank you for joining us this evening and honoring these students for all of their hard work and effort as Stagg Chargers. Surely their success was not forged alone. Let us take a moment to thank the teachers, coaches, and sponsors here at Stagg who helped these students grow and develop into young men and women over the past 4 years. And of course, these students would not be here this evening without the love, support, and guidance of parents, family, friends, and mentors. On behalf of our staff at Stagg High School, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the wonderful students that you raised, and we were blessed to teach and get to know and form relationships with over the past several years. Before we close the ceremony, I would like to thank Colleen Hogan, our AP secretary, and Mr. Jacob Fisher in the back, our theater director, for all their help coordinating tonight's event. Now, after the students recess from the theater, we hope that you will head out to, on the left-hand side, my left, over on that side over there, for some refreshments as you exit out the lobby. And again, all 3 portions of this event are being filmed, will be packaged together, and through some wonderful magical work of filming, we will share that all so you will be able to see it in its completion. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you. This group of students on stage represents high achievements in academics. The students that we will see momentarily representing the top 10% of the graduating class, as well as the top 5% of the graduating class after 7 semesters. Any of these students who have earned also the Seal of Biliteracy Award will also be recognized this evening. The Illinois State Seal of Biliteracy is a recognition given to graduating high school students who have demonstrated a high level of language proficiency in not only English, but also another language. At this time, please welcome Dr. Catherine Meter, Director of Guidance, to begin our recognition of these students.
Good evening. It is with great pride to present to you the distinguished honor students from the class of 2021. These students' GPAs represent the 90th and 95th percentiles of their graduating class. As a result of 7 semesters of diligence and grit, these next awards reflect how they have mastered challenging curricula and demonstrated academic superiority. We begin with students in the 90th percentile, also reflected as the top 10 percentile. Students receiving the top 10% honors, please rise and proceed to be recognized. So again, looking for students at top 10% for Seal of Biliteracy and 10%. I will be announcing you guys shortly. Following the top 10% honors, we will recognize the top 10% with the State Seal of Biliteracy. Audience members, please hold your applause until all recipients have crossed the stage. So again, we are recognizing the top 10%. August Estaniavigos. Sorry. Tarajit Barash. Alex Flurchik. Morgan Fuchsa. Charles Gardner. Alexandra Škoda. And now I will read the names of the top 10% with the seal by literacy. Daniel Moroz. Jacob Ariza. Carolina Guzik. Monica Krause. Maeve Moran. Priscilla Sosa. Alicia Kuna. Amelia Pempek. Norbert Lizars. Georgia Fry. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the top 10% of the class of 2021. And now, please welcome Dr. Ian McLeod to present the top 5%.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The next group of students represent the 95th percentile after 7 semesters, also reflected as the top 5%. Students receiving the top 5% honors, please rise and proceed to be recognized. So we have you rise up and come this way. Following the top 5% honors, we will recognize the top 5% honors who also have achieved the state seal of biliteracy. Audience members, please hold your applause until all recipients have crossed the stage. Luis Iringen. Ronnie Ziada. Thomas Mohan. Catherine Murray. Morgan Patel. Okay. And Samantha Kalinka. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the top 5% of the class of 2021. And at this time, we'll welcome Mr. Olson back to the podium.
Tell you what, I wonder if the elbow bump is going to stick instead of shaking of the hands. As you can see from this evening's ceremony, the class of 2021 is an exceptional class. Thank you for joining us this evening in honoring these students for all of their hard work and effort as Stagg Chargers. And surely their success was not forged alone. Let us take a moment to thank their teachers, coaches, sponsors here at Stagg who helped these students grow and develop over the past 4 years into the young men and women they are today. So let's give them a thank you. And these students would not be here this evening without the love and support and guidance from their parents, friends, family members, and mentors. On behalf of our staff, I want to thank you for these wonderful students and allowing us to share in the experience of developing them into the young ladies and young men that they are today. Now, before we close the ceremony, a few directions or a few recognitions also. I want to thank Mrs. Colleen Hogan, our AP Secretary, Mr. Jacob Fisher in the back, our theater director, for all their help coordinating this evening's event. Now, after the students recess off the stage, we hope that on your way out that you will grab refreshments in the lobby. And again, programs for this evening are inside their folders. The program will look a little bit different than what this was right now. Remember that program is what it will look like when we put it all together and send you the link. So again, thank you. Please drive home safely and go Chargers. Joining us on stage are a group of students who represent outstanding academic achievements. At this time, please welcome Ms. Lori Forsman, World Languages lead teacher, to begin our recognition of these students.
Good evening. The Illinois State Seal of Biliteracy program is a recognition given to graduating high school students who have demonstrated a high level of language proficiency in English and another language. These students have worked extremely hard to achieve this level of success, especially given the circumstances of this year. I know and have had the pleasure of teaching many of these students, and I can attest to the hard work and dedication they have given to their language studies. It is my hope that they see the benefits of what they have started here at Stagg and will continue in the pursuit of their language proficiency as they move forward. The first category we recognize tonight is the commendation towards biliteracy. These students have demonstrated significant progress toward achieving a high level of proficiency in English and another language and should be congratulated on this accomplishment. They have worked tirelessly to improve their language skills, and this is evident with the commendation they are receiving. So at this time, it is my pleasure to recognize the students who have achieved the commendation towards biliteracy. So the people who got the commendation can come on over. Okay, Yazid Alayan. Avery Arndt. Cole Conroy. Bara El Darawi. Ian Clone. Kira Magafas. Nikki Pascaccio. Madison Reland. Alyssa Sepulveda. Paige Tribeck. Carolina Tilka. Okay. Michael Piana. In the second category of biliteracy, students must earn a level of intermediate high as defined by the American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Language on a state-approved reading, writing, listening, and speaking assessment. This level of proficiency is very difficult to attain, and I am so proud of what this group of students has achieved. At this time, it is my pleasure to recognize these individuals who have received the seal of biliteracy. Carolina Gil. Brianna Del Real. Carolina Bachleda Blaschek. Natalie Jarzabek. Mohammed Atman. Veronica Garza. Olivia Ramirez. Nazma Shabna. Desi Miles. Christian Vicencio. Carolina Robel. Jenna Kanan. Mateusz Zielinski. Patrick Gall. Persephone Valdez. Matthew Sakula. Jenna Ahmed. Liana Legeska. So Michael was supposed to get the seal. Okay, so Michael Piana, correct? Okay. So we'll recognize Michael again because he actually got the seal. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating this remarkable group of students. And please welcome Mr. Olson back to the podium.
So this is the last ceremony of this evening, so I feel free to go off script a little bit and just talk about these young men and women and our foreign language program here at Stagg High School. We are so proud of our students and these students in their recognition with the Seal of Biliteracy. A few years ago, the Seal of Biliteracy was something that was very new to us in District 230. It's one of those moments as a proud principal that Stagg High School rose to the top of District 230, and our students nailed it. Right? They were awesome in every single way, in every single language, absolutely amazing. I, as your principal, am in awe. I could not imagine at your age mastering 2 languages. So truly, to all of you, I'm so impressed and so proud of all of you. Congratulations, and to parents as well, because it's without you that, you wouldn't see that success, and to our World Languages program as well, who have embraced the seal and set it as its goal, and even to those languages that we don't offer, but I know you as parents at home, right? Whether it's going to Polish school or going to learn Arabic, it is a commitment and not an easy thing to get your kids to do that, so congratulations to you. That's my side note. And you can see from the ceremony, the class of 2021 and our Seal of Biliteracy winners are exceptional. Thank you for joining us this evening in honoring these students and for all of their hard work and effort as Stagg Chargers. And as I shared, their success was not forged alone. Let's take a moment to thank the teachers, coaches, sponsors, the adults that they've formed relationships here at Stagg with and helped work to develop these amazing young men and women. So let's take a moment to thank them. And as I shared, these students would not be up here without the love and support and guidance of their parents, family members, and mentors. And so on behalf of our staff, I want to thank you for these wonderful students that you raised and we were blessed to teach over the years. Before we close the ceremony, I want to make sure that I thank some important people. Mrs. Colleen Hogan, our AP principal, or assistant principal secretary, and Mr. Jacob Fisher in the back, our theater director, for all of their help coordinating tonight's event, and especially, and I saved it just for this ceremony because it's the last one, our Associate Principal of Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Katie McMillan, who coordinated all of this and working very hard. And as you can imagine, trying to coordinate these events and then to stitch them together is quite a feat. So we appreciate her and we thank her for her hard work. After the students recess off of the stage, we're going to ask that you head out into our PAC lobby, and there will be some refreshments to take home with you. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to work with your children. They're absolutely amazing. Please drive safely. Go Chargers.